Even a compass has to be declinated once in a while for true north. We don't wait until the engine blows up before we change the oil. Our mind and our heart and our overall fitness depends on that compass check we have to do. I feel like I spent the greater part of my adult life serving my country. And I think because of that, I owe the lessons learned back to the country I was serving. And I see my country in people around me every day, and I want to give back somehow. If I can help other people get to that point in their life without having the same kind of trauma that I did, then I think that's a big win. I'm Greg Stube, and I'd like to be known as a patriot, someone who loves this country. I served my country for a career in the Army, and I'm proud of that. But I'm more proud to come home to a country that's worth fighting and dying for, and be a citizen alongside everyone I see. I joined in peacetime in 1988. Before too long, I became promotable to sergeant. If you're promotable to sergeant, then you can try out for the Green Berets. Becoming a Green Beret seems cool, but it's a long road. They selected me to be a medic. We depended on each other in the Special Forces in ways that I'd never depended on other people before. So I wound up being an instructor in the medical program. My ego had me believing that I could determine whether someone had character or not, or were worthy or not from a distance. I became a gatekeeper of the Green Beret. But there was a cat that I didn't like, one of the students, and I thought there's no way he's gonna make it. I fell victim to my own ego because when I thought I didn't like someone, I'd keep them at a distance. I should have mentored this person. I should have counseled and advised this person. And as a human, with all the absolute commonalities we had, wanting to do the same thing, go through the same traumatic experience just to have an increased opportunity to die for your country, as a human, I should have loved it. But I didn't. Well, in Operation Medusa, a blocking force was created, one of the largest NATO offensives since the Normandy invasion in World War II. There were thousands of NATO troops forming a blocking force around this valley. There was a hilltop in the middle of this valley called Spurwin Gar, and they'd been using this as an observation post. So it became our mission to take that hill. As we rolled through this valley, we found ourselves surrounded by over 1,000 Taliban in a short period of time, and there were 30 of us Green Berets. But we never made it to the top of the hill. We hit an IED halfway up the hill. It blew up the vehicle and changed my life forever. You know, the things I talk about now, they're the things I wake up with every day. It took, for me, nearly dying to figure out how much I need people and how much I should love them. And I shouldn't wait for a bad event to happen and someone saves me and it winds up being the person I thought I didn't like. And suddenly I love them. I should love them the whole time because they're not becoming a great person in that moment just because there's something in it for me. Being in a position to not be able to help myself, to not live up to the identity that I thought I had. I'd spent a couple decades building. All of that failed me in a moment as a human, and I didn't realize how fragile I actually was. I live in a place where I can eat fresh lobster from 400 yards away when it comes out of the water, and crabs and haddock and halibut. All of these things come from the water. I have the sporting life that I've always wanted, but I think it's the relationship and the mutual trust I have with Vicki Lee that makes this life so healthy. So health and fitness to me was always physical training, exercise. I was so fit, I got pictures to prove it. But they were some of the low points of my life because I didn't have the mental fitness and I didn't have the emotional courage to face it. And so I was running from it. So nowadays I just look in more of a holistic perspective at all of us. Happiness is going to come from honesty, and it takes hard work. So for me, pastimes aren't the same anymore. When I go fishing, when I go shooting, when I'm riding the bike, when I did these things as an escape, I would come right back to the same mess with no difference. But now, through therapy, these times are exponentially more valuable because I'm using them to process, to be introspective. How can I be different? I've spent my life trying to change other people. And if I wanted to make a difference, I should have been working on me. I didn't go to therapy until I was 52 or 53 years old. What a shame. I never knew that as many times as I'd seen the enemy, most of the time it was me. I now have the life that I always wished for. I never thought that things would come together for me like this. I wouldn't trade this for anything, but I don't think I'd be able to enjoy this now if I didn't face the hard work it takes to transition in a healthy way. When I look back at the roller coaster of human emotions that I've been through, the hard times, I realize how close I came to staying in a low place, in a dark place. Finding the light can be hard. And when I'm working to understand other people and put them first, I have a better day. It was the pursuit to have more, to be more, to gain more. And I just never knew that putting others first would give me more than I could ever get in a selfish pursuit. Vulnerability and post-traumatic stress isn't limited to Rambo himself. It's a human thing. We're all in the same boat. Let's not let it take a bad day to make us realize how much we need each other.